Paltrocast.
Corey, how's your day going aside from dealing with media people asking you the same questions over and over and over and over again?
It's not bad. You're my first for the day, so you have the luxury of saying whatever the fuck it is you want to say.
Well, I'm going to start off by talking about Sonic Universe.
Okay,
It's a new record for us. It's not even
right.
out yet. It's an old record for you because you actually did it and lived it. When did you rap on the album? When did you finish it?
We're still not finished with it. I don't think we're still there's still bits and pieces that could be fixed or not even fixed, just enhanced or put through another set of eyes, another set of ears actually, and figure out exactly what it is it needs to be and how it needs to be, and it evolves constantly. I'm sorry. It evolves
Sure.
we when we play it live. It evolves when we listen back to it and you hear that one thing. It's like, oh, maybe we could have done this and done that, and it's never finished. Records are never finished. They're a work in progress always.
That's a fair point. And sometimes you find out that albums are still being remastered up until
Hmm.
the week of release. Is Mike still mixing or tweaking it, or you just mean philosophically the record's not done?
A little bit of both.
Oh,
Philosophically, yes, it's never finished. It's not been done now. Uh, and as far as Mike sort of working his magic on it, I believe he still is in some way, shape, or form. Yeah.
got it. The first song I heard from the record was Higher, which has a cool music video. And
Hmm.
what's very distinct to me about it, besides it being a great, memorable song, is
Mm.
it sounds digital and modern, yet it also sounds live.
Well, that's because it is. We both of us come from environments where the live show is really the most important thing, right? Um, if you've ever seen either one of us play,
Oh, yeah.
uh, um, it's a visual sort of treat to watch Mike Orlando play guitar anywhere, even when he's in his studio just noodling around. But he it had to have that feel because of the people that are doing it. You know, um, Mike and I are definitely veterans of a stage show,
Mhm.
of a live show. Booker and Taekwon have been in bands. Most notably, Taekwon in Sworn Enemy. That's a live band. That's not a studio band. It's not clean. It's not. It's rough around the edges. It has to be.
Yeah. Well, if I could throw you a compliment here, a
Mm.
funny thing of yours that I saw live was I saw a warm-up show for one of those Michael Dorf shows. I think it was the Led Zeppelin Carnegie Hall show at City
Hmm.
Winery
Yeah,
at
yeah.
old location. And
On Varick Street. Yeah.
I was watching you and Live in Color play rock and roll. And I
Hmm.
said to my friend, I said, I don't think they've ever played this song before. And I think Doug's wife was next to me and
Hmm.
overheard it, goes, no, they haven't played it before. But it sounded so perfect, but you could hear that this was a band learning how to play the songs live. So
Hmm.
where I'm looking to go with that is with Sonic Universe, were the songs written before you came into the studio, or were they partially jams?
They were written while we were in the studio. A groove was established, and then we went from there. And we arranged and wrote lyrics as it occurred. Uh, and that to me is the way it should be. Because if it doesn't have that immediacy, it doesn't have that urgency if that's not happening. You know.
Do the lyrics generally, because you're talking about the immediacy, do lyrics generally come easily for you? Because
No,
oh, really?
no.
So do the lyrics change over time, or is it, yeah, I said it this way, these are the lyrics?
Well, my words are often words have a particular form in your mouth, right? And so my biggest obstacle in writing songs and finding melodies, because words can be said, um, poems can be made, but you have to make you have to find a melody that sort of encapsulates what you're feeling rather than what you're saying. If that makes sense. So you have to have a very distinct placement for a lot of things. So it's not easy. It's not an easy thing. And when inspiration hits you and where it hits you is very significant. We fortunate. I was very fortunate that you know Mike Orlando is a great writing partner because he's always there. He's got great ideas. He's got he's got a sensibility that I feel like I don't have.
Hmm.
So it's very interesting. He's great to work with. I highly recommend people doing that.
Do you know if we'll be ever hearing the Sonic Universe songs live?
Yes, we will. I don't know where, I don't know when, but we will.
That's fantastic to hear.
Yeah.
Are you thinking a one-off gig or two, or actually a tour could happen?
A tour could happen. That is our intention. Our intention is to write is to go out on the road and make a impact on that in that sphere. Try to get things people interested.
Yeah, if I could keep the compliments coming. I don't know if you're maxed out on compliments for the day, but you're fine with the compliment or two.
Go ahead. Go on.
Okay, so your vocals have held up over the years. I mean, everyone always thought you were fantastic, but you're not one of these singers where it's going down two steps when you're performing live. Still sounding great, no matter
Right.
the technology, no matter the band. How much of that these days is vocal care versus genetics for you?
I think it's more vocal care than it is genetics. I mean, honestly, anyone with any kind of care for their instrument, because that's what it is. It's your instrument. Um, will will do will do very well for themselves. And you know, yeah, I if I don't get enough sleep, it's going to affect how I'm going to sing. If I don't if I don't have enough water, which I need to get a bottle of water right now. But anyway, um, if we're not if you're not prepared to sing, it's like there's the action an actor prepares, a singer prepares as well,
Mhm.
and part of that's preparation is in their lives. So if they had a good day, they're probably gonna sound bad. If they had a bad day, it'll probably still sound good, but it's just a little different. And by having a bad day, if you're emotionally in a different place, the songs are gonna come across differently because that's your job is really doing interpretation. So I'm going to interpret very different.
Got it. So going through your discography here,
Mm,
there's this. There's obviously Living Color. There's the band you had with George Lynch. There's
right.
the musical theater kind of stuff you've done over the
Hmm.
years. Then, there's the acting success and all that. Is there
Mm.
a certain kind of album or project you haven't done yet that you're still hoping someone will ask you to do?
No one asks me to do anything. If I may want to do another solo record. I don't know when. I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm definitely gonna I'm gonna make time in my schedule to make another solo record, and it's probably gonna be acoustic, and that kind of thing. So we'll see.
Wow. So that acoustic thing then of course has nothing to do with Sonic Universe. It's all over the place, but in a great way that you can't be pigeonholed all these years later. So
Well, that was the point. I think from the very beginning was that particularly for Living Color, people were very look. I looked at this very skeptically as to why we decided, with the plethora of music out there, why we decided to be a hard rock band. Why did these four black guys decide to become a hard rock band? Because
mhm.
that's what was there, and that's what we sounded like when we got together. Because because of the elements that sort of encapsulate that make up Living Color, which are so many and varied that it's what it shows up to be. And depending on where I'm at mentally, is what the next record is probably going to sound like.
Cool. Well, I've got three more softball questions that I'll throw at you, and then I'll let you roam free. And
Yeah,
the
thanks.
first one is, I'd heard rumors that when Steven Tyler was out of Aerosmith for a little while, about 15 years ago, that there were different singers being auditioned. Is it true
Mm,
that you were one of the people who was being considered for Aerosmith?
no, no. There was a rumor one time when Zepp when Van Halen was looking for a singer that I was being considered, but no one called me about that. You know, and that's this is when Gary showed up. And was like, okay, I see what they were thinking, but it wasn't. No one's ever called me to replace anybody.
Really? Okay, so that led to my next thing. I was curious if there were a lot of opportunities of, hey, wouldn't it be cool if Corey did this? But it sounds like there weren't, and they were just rumors.
They're all rumors. No one ever asks. Um, I've heard these kind of things before. It's like they were thinking about you for this. It was like, really? Did no one told me they were looking for me about this? They should have called me. I would have done it. It wouldn't be like I'm not open to the idea of doing these things.
Then obviously Living Color comes back into the headlines every couple of years when CM Punk comes back to wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Did you know about the Survivor Series appearance well in advance? If so, you can keep a secret.
No, I didn't know anything about it. It was like during the Survivor Series. I think he called me like a couple of days before it happened. He said, "Just so you know, this is going to happen." It's like, great, let's go, let's make it happen, let's have a good time. But no one, you know, that's the bottom line. What we're finding out from this interview is that no one calls me.
Now, would you like that to change? Would you like more people to call you, or do you get the right number of emails at this point?
I get just the right amount of things I can say no to. Yes. Yeah.
And then, the last thing that I'm super curious about here is when you perform, you're very physically involved and in the
Mm-hmm.
moment, which
Mm.
makes it very hard to decompress and come off stage and be a normal person.
Mm-hmm.
How does Corey Glover decompress or relax these days?
Sleep about this. That's the only thing I have, and I've done that my whole career. There's two states of being, moving and not moving. That's physics. So it takes a minute to slow down, to stop, but particularly if it's a good show and people are, and you feel like you've done a lot of things, you know, you find a way to rest, because as much rest as you put in is as much work as you can put out.
A lot of artists go, okay, I haven't eaten because I can't eat before I go on
Mhm.
stage. Now I got to binge eat now that I'm off stage and there's free food. In your case, it's straight to bed, straight to sleep.
That's straight to bed. There's ways of distracting yourself. This medium called the internet is a very great way of distracting yourself into not thinking about what you just did, and move on. And there's a lot of stuff you can do on the internet. A lot of video games, puzzles and that kind of stuff. That sort of just takes your mind out of the situation that you were just finding yourself in.
Got it. Makes sense to me. Well, Corey, thank you for the decades of great art. Looking forward to seeing you live, whether it's Sonic Universe, Living Color, the next solo project, an Andrew Lloyd Webber tribute, a Michael Dorf tribute, whatever it is. Looking forward to it, man.
Thank you, dude.
Paltrocast.